Is this the best lounge in the Caribbean? Well, if you're flying through Punta Cana, this video will show you one of the most unique airport experiences in the world. There's an outdoor pool overlooking the runway, solid food, and showers that make going from the beach to boarding actually pretty enjoyable. We visited this lounge right after our wedding in the Dominican Republic, and it was kind of the perfect bonus chapter to end our trip. And there's a reason why this lounge and this place recently won the Priority Pass's Lounge of the Year. And here's the kicker. It can be completely free if you have credit cards like the Amex Platinum or the Chase Sapphire Reserve that come with Priority Pass. Now, there are actually a few lounges at Punta Cana Airport now and a few that have pools, but we're going to be reviewing the new one near gates B30 to 31, and I'll tell you why this one edges out the original. Hey, if you're new here, welcome. I'm DeAndre Koch. I'm a Forbes recognized financial advisor, and along with my wife Taryn, we travel the world sharing luxury hotel reviews, destination tips, and experiences that help you elevate your adventures. If that sounds like your vibe, hit the subscribe button, and you also can join our weekly newsletter if you want travel deals sent directly to your inbox. The link will be in the description below. So here's the play. Access is easiest with Priority Pass, which gives you lounge access and typically also allows for 2 additional guests at no additional charge, which is exactly how we got in without paying a dime for our stay here. Now, most premium travel cards have this as a benefit, so if you have the Amex Platinum, Chase Sapphire Reserve, Capital One Venture X, etc., and you've enrolled in Priority Pass, you're all set. If you don't have a qualifying card or your membership isn't active, the posted walk-in fee from the airport site is $60 for 2 hours or $40 with an Amex discount. Inside, you'll find a full buffet with hot and cold food, snacks, an espresso bar, and a full bar as well. Officially, you're allowed 2 drinks per person for a premium drink specifically, but when I ordered drinks for both my wife and myself, no one seemed to really be counting. Still, of course, you want to pace yourself as you still got to be able to get home. So to find it, once you actually clear security in Terminal B, just hang a left and go towards gates B30 to B31, and the lounge sits directly across from the gate. And just know, because they don't do any boarding announcements, you're going to want to keep your airline app open so you don't miss your flight while swimming, essentially. And I'll say walking in, honestly, it feels more like a boutique resort lobby than an airport lounge. You've got huge windows that are pouring in natural light, there's greenery inside, and a really huge spacious layout means that you're not shoulder to shoulder with anyone. Now, most lounges actually offer, food and plugs to charge up, but this one adds in fresh air and also adds in some water therapy if you so choose. And I'd say that's pretty rare. So if you're coming from a humid hotel checkout or you were just on the beach this morning, a nice 15-minute swim and a quick shower can change your whole experience back home, especially if you have to check out of your hotel pretty early. Now, the first impression is it's big, it's airy, and it's actually bigger than most Priority Pass lounges. You've got huge windows that face the runway, so you're plane watching while you eat or sip some cocktails. And there's plenty of space to sit down, whether you want to be closer to the bar, to the buffet, or outside by the pool, or even if you need to kind of find a corner to yourself, there was plenty of space when we were there. And also, families are probably going to gravitate towards the kids area because it contains like a noise enclosure, gives some slides and play sets and those type of things, and also kind of can give parents a home base if they want. And there's even a kids snack area right next to it. Now, I'd say the pool is a highlight for a reason. After a full wedding week in the DR, slipping into the water before our flight home really felt like a next level send-off. It's larger than the original lounge's pool, and it's got a deck that overlooks the runway with some construction stuff they have going on. One thing to know though is that the pool is not in a ton of shade or really any shade at all. So if you burn easily, I would say to aim for a shaded edge to kind of keep your stuff, or pack some sunscreen or wear a rash guard or something along those lines. Now to swim, assuming that you haven't packed a towel with you, you actually just have to hand over your passport at reception and they will hold your passport and give you a bag with towels. And I actually had asked when I got the bag if they had something to put the wet clothes in, and they gave me a clear plastic trash bag, which worked perfectly. And they held my passport until I actually gave everything back, but it was a very smooth process. The showers sit right next to the pool area, and they're stocked with a shampoo and conditioner, but you're going to want to bring your own soap if you need more than the basics. Now, compared to the smaller Gate 24 pool lounge that we had tried a couple years ago, this one truly wins. I mean, it's bigger, it's brighter, it's cleaner, and there's a much larger food selection, which was nice as well. Which is a perfect segue to talk about the food. Because here's why this matters. When a lounge replaces pricey gate food, the quality and consistency really decide the value. You want real dishes, not just chips and cookies, and you want them to hold up during rush hour without turning into looking or tasting like leftovers. Buffet-wise, I would say that this lounge actually delivers pretty well. Expect the rotation of Dominican staples like rice, stewed chicken or beef, and plantains, along some basics. So pastas, salads, and make your own cold plates with cheese and veggies and bread and those type of things as well. During our visit, the hot items were always hot, and the cold items stayed pretty crisp, even as the crowd grew, although for us, it never actually got super busy. Now the drinks were just as solid. We had rum and tequila cocktails by the pool, and they had some pretty decent coffee machines there as well. Bartenders were super friendly, they were pretty fast, and they were clearly used to travelers stretching their 2-drink limit a bit as well. I would say it's easily one of the best lounge bars I've seen in the Caribbean. And while they didn't have a ton of options or like a refined cocktail list, compared to many Priority Pass lounges, the variety here is better and is definitely executed a lot tighter. Now, don't expect the food quality to compare or to be at the level of something like a Centurion lounge, but it's calmer and it's honestly much nicer than a Centurion lounge at peak capacity. Value-wise, if you eat a real meal, take your included 2 drinks, maybe have a snack or 2, you've essentially covered that $40 to $60 walk-in fee. And if you've got access included with your credit card, you're absolutely winning. So if you're planning to join this lounge, here's honestly how to play it smart. First, start with the clock. There's a posted 2-hour limit, which is pretty common. In practice, I'd say it's flex when capacity allows, but just prepare and assume that it can be enforced if the lounge filled up. That didn't happen to us, and we ended up being there about 2.5 hours. Now, flight monitoring, like I mentioned, is going to be on you. There are no boarding announcements, there's no alerts or anything like that, so you're going to want to watch the lounge screens and pay attention to your app as well. Now, gates in Terminal B are pretty much a short walk, and you can actually see a lot of them from the windows, but you're going to want to make sure you're still paying attention because, of course, swaps of gates could absolutely happen. Peak times are understandably going to be in the afternoons and the weekends, and if the pool is really something that you want to experience, I would say to arrive 15 to 30 minutes earlier than usual, just so you can check in and just in case they hit capacity. Now, outside of your bathing suit, don't forget to pack your flip-flops, sunscreen, and anything else you need to clean up before your flight in your carry-on specifically, because of course, if you have a checked bag, you won't have those items with you. For those who want to get some work done, for me at least, the Wi-Fi worked with no issues, and there are outlets like everywhere, so I wouldn't worry too much about having to charge up before you go. I would say that families would definitely appreciate the kids area with the slides and everything else, and because it's behind some glass doors, it keeps kind of the energy and the noise contained, and parents close to the bathrooms and even showers if needed. So talking about the showers and lockers are actually adjacent to the pool, so it makes it super easy to transition from being wet and soaking to plane ready without having to trek all the way across the lounge. And now, while they held my passport to receive the towels like I mentioned, I noticed the lockers were all completely locked. I'm sure I probably could have asked for a key to be able to use them. I did not, but that might be a helpful tip if you're a solo traveler and you want to make sure your belongings stay safe while you're taking a shower. Also, regarding the showers, there really wasn't a single ledge or any great place to put any of my things. There was like a bench in the bathroom, but even though the showers are huge, that's something that you're going to want to be aware of as well. And just the final timing tip, make sure to give yourself a hard stop. I would say consider wrapping up the pool maybe around 45 minutes before boarding so you can shower and change by 30 and then grab a last bite to eat or coffee and walk to your gate with a few minutes to spare. And I would suggest even setting an alarm for yourself if you need to, just to make sure you don't miss your flight. And by the way, if you want to stretch your budget and learn how to unlock more upgrades or experiences like this when you travel, I host a top 100 travel podcast that breaks down points, miles, and credit card strategies for trips like this. You'll learn how to use the best points and miles strategies and learn how to create incredible travel experiences, get lounge access, like places like this, and a lot more. So scan the QR code or hit the link in the description below if that's something that interests you. So what's the verdict? Well, although it's not as fancy or as food focused as some of the nicest lounges in the world, I'd say compared to any and every Caribbean lounge I've been to, and really most lounges in North America in general, this new lounge is definitely a tier up. It's got a larger footprint, better buffet, and a pretty decent sized pool and huge showers so you can really enjoy the last of your trip in Punta Cana. So with Priority Pass from a travel credit card, getting entry for not just yourself but 2 guests covered, which offers massive ROI, it's a great deal. But even paying cash at $40 to $60, giving yourself a meal or two, a couple drinks, and a pool to shower to plane experience can make sense as well. Is it worth rushing to if you're tight on time or your gate is far away? I wouldn't say that. But if you'll swim, shower, and eat, this is the best overall Caribbean lounge and experience. And it's free with the right cards, which I would say make it a no-brainer. So, is this lounge on your checklist the next time you visit Punta Cana?